What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside Bama Recruiting, a part of the Bama Standard Network. Guys, I got an exciting video to be showing you guys today. I'm going to be breaking down Nick Abrams II, the 14th ranked linebacker in the 2026 class. I'm going to be breaking down some details on him and showing you guys some film. And just a heads up, I'll be having an interview with him this coming Wednesday afternoon, and I'll be releasing that interview Thursday morning around 11 or 12. So if you guys are interested in anything about Nick Abrams, make sure to come back to the channel and check out that interview I'm going to be having with him Wednesday afternoon. So with that being said, I'm going to be breaking down, like I said, the traits, all that good stuff, and then going over some film, and why I think he could be the next generational linebacker, no matter where he commits, right? So, and I'll go over his top 4 here in a minute and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into this. All right, so like I said, 4-star linebacker Nick Abrams II. He is currently uncommitted, standing at 6'2", 220 pounds, the 14th ranked linebacker in the 2026 class, according to On3. He is the 190th player nationally out of Owings Mills, Maryland, and plays for McDonough High School. His top 4 as of now is Georgia, Michigan, Oregon, and Alabama, and he just did release that actually recently. And he will be having an official visit to Alabama June 13th, and his commitment date is July 16th. So with that being said, here's some traits I took away and read from 24/7 Sports, On3, and a multitude of other sites here. The first one came right away, which has a very high football IQ and leadership traits. And that actually came from a podcast or a show I was watching of him sitting down with the University of Michigan. And I don't know if it's a coach or a guy that just does this on a regular, but he interviewed him on, what makes him special. If you had to basically scout yourself, what would you say? And I loved his answer. He said, look, I don't look at physical ability or physical traits first. To him, it's all mental first, right? So he's like, what I run is what I run. My physical abilities are what they are right now, no matter what I can do. But the mental side, I can improve on every day, right? So that is one of the best answers I have heard from any of these interviews in a long time. In other words, he studies the game, right? He studies film. He does everything he can do mentally to get better, not just physically. That is definitely something you want to hear. And that definitely shows leadership traits as well. Now, when it comes to his game, versatility is his game. Plain and simple, when I watched his film, whether it's pass rush, whether it's stopping the run, whether it's pass coverage, whether it's covering kickoffs, whether it's covering punts, whether it's lining up and catching a freaking, I believe he caught a touchdown, if not a touchdown, almost a touchdown. I don't know what the position he lined up as, but the dude can basically do everything. We're talking about an athletic monster here. That's exactly what Nick Abrams is. But the one thing that pops off when you say linebacker, what is screaming through this screen, right, when I'm watching this film, it is his closing speed. This man gets decisive on where he's going to go, his pathway. And if you're in his pathway, he's going to blow you out of the pathway because he's going 90 miles an hour everywhere he goes. When he decides where he's going, God help you if you're in his way. That's all I'm going to say. It looks like he gets shot out of a cannon. And I'm going to show you guys that on the film here in a minute. So let's go ahead and bring that up now, actually. All right. So starting from the beginning here, we're talking about football IQ. What I'm referencing here is he's going against a dual threat quarterback, I believe, when I was watching this film, when I watched all of it, actually. And what he does is he sits in the middle of the field. But if you watch him, he kind of scoots his way over to the running back that's edging his way to the flat. So Nick has a very good understanding of how fast he is and how fast he can get to, right? In knowing and not allowing that quarterback to also take off and run. So once again, high football IQ, film study, understands the quarterback. Let's go and jump into this play. So he's in the middle right there. And he even pointed. He kind of, I believe he pretty much already knew what was coming beforehand, in all honesty, when you go back and watch it. So closing speed, this is the one, most of them are like this. It looks like he gets shot out of a cannon once again when he's heading, I believe it was towards the quarterback in this play. But my God, watch him. Yes, towards the quarterback, and there he goes. And yeah, there's just, like I said, no stopping here. And then, of course, I'm showing a little bit of everything, the pass coverage here. Understanding where his help is, by the way, in this film. If you notice, watch him scoot up, understanding he has help over the top. Incredible instincts. Cuts him off right away. Now, once again, showing a little bit of everything here, rushing the passer. You can find, once again, there's a lot more film than this. Yeah, once again, great closing speed, great angle. yeah, just understands. And then the last thing, run stuffer. He's not afraid. Look, is he a Reuben Foster? In my opinion, not right now. Could he be? Absolutely. But yeah, he definitely has the ability to stuff the run. Boom. Yeah, there you go. And look, there's so much more you can show on him, but this is just a very tad bit of information on Nick Abrams II. If you guys want to understand more, go read about him, go watch his highlights, go watch his game film, all that good stuff. You're going to see what type of linebacker you're getting, no matter where he commits. I mean, like I said, the top 4 right now, I believe it was Alabama, Michigan, Oregon, and Georgia. Hopefully he does commit to the Tide. The scary thing is how deep this linebacker class is in 2026. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's supposedly there's 13 other linebackers ahead of him, which is a scary thought to me. And when you look at him, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to Xavier Griffin once he committed to USC. But I will say this, once he did committed and then I died back into Xavier Griffin, you get it. You know what I mean? You get why this is such a deep class. Now, would I rank these kids? Me personally, no. All I know is, did I play college football? No. I love understanding the game. I love understanding learning and letting coaches get on here and talk and teach me and all that good stuff. But I can tell you this much. I do believe Nick Abrams has the chance to be a next generational talent linebacker no matter where he goes. I will say that 100%. It seems like his mental game is squared away. Something that's overlooked and not talked about enough is it seems like he was raised really well. When he talks, he has his head on his shoulders, right? He is coached up, right? He can speak the game. He can speak life. When you're talking to him, it doesn't seem like you're speaking to a high schooler. It's somebody that's well matured past his years, right? And that's something you absolutely want on campus in Tuscaloosa or no matter where he goes, right? Because that is going to show leadership. That's going to show accountability, responsibility, all those things that don't come with, like he said, the physical traits. So either way, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And please leave in the comments below what you guys think of Nick Abrams, or if you guys want me to break down any other player or my thoughts on that player, I'll be more than willing to do so. Just leave it in the comments below. Other than that, hopefully you guys have a good day. And as always,
roll down Tide.